What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a very special Cleveland Browns video for you guys. As of course, today was roster cutdown day in the NFL, which meant teams had to get their rosters down to the initial 53 players by the 4 p.m. deadline. And as far as the Browns go, there really wasn't any major cuts that had us thinking, oh my God. There was one though that wasn't really shocking, but let's just say the Browns fans on Twitter were kind of waiting to see if it would actually happen. Because let me tell you something. The player I'm talking about, no, it's not you know who. For those wondering, he's still technically on the team. But the player I'm referring to, let's just say he cost us a couple games last year. You're going to see who I'm referring to in a minute. But yeah, let's get into all the moves that the Browns made as 4 p.m. came and went today. Starting off with defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. passing his physical. So that essentially means he's good to go and he's ready to return to practice. That's awesome news right there. Because let me tell you something. If we get a defensive line consisting of Myles Garrett, Malik Collins / Mason Graham / Mike Hall / Shelby Harris / Aiden Huntington, all in the middle because, those guys are interchangeable, right? Good depth. Love to see that in the interior. And then on the other edge, you got Isaiah McGuire or Alex Wright. Safe to say old Joe Burrow could be in for a rough game week 1. I'm all the way here for it. Because as you know, teams are going to be double teaming Myles Garrett because they're not dumb. They're not going to leave their left tackle or right tackle one-on-one with a generational pass rusher. That's how you lose your job as an O-line coach or offensive coordinator, right? Leaving your tackle one-on-one against Myles Garrett, that's a good way to get your quarterback licked. So they're going to double team him, leaving the other guys on one-on-one assignments. Have fun. I can't wait. Some other moves were made. They placed linebacker Winston Reed on IR, designated for return. So I believe that means he'll be out a minimum of 4 weeks. Okay. They also placed quarterback name redacted on reserve, physically unable to perform list, which, yes, it means he'll be back at some point. I don't know when. Probably later in the year. But yeah, there will be a time this season where we will see a tweet from Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and the beat writers that says, quarterback, name redacted, has officially been cleared for football activity and will return to practice. And I can already tell you right now that tweet will have Browns Twitter buzzing, and not in a positive way. I'm just going to leave it at that. They also placed wide receiver David Bell on reserve non-football injury list. I don't know when he'll be back. But that's tough, And now let's get into the cuts. So right off the bat, contract terminated. Kicker, Dustin Hopkins. And for those wondering, that's the player I was referring to. That dude cost us quite a few games last year. I mean, it was to the point where this dude couldn't even make a damn chip shot. He was missing kicks from inside 30 yards. 5 extra points. Speaking of which, think of how many extra points that dude missed too. Yeah. So Andre Smith is officially the Browns' starting kicker for now, unless they find another option somewhere. Other contracts terminated: wide receiver Deontay Johnson, defensive tackle Sam Kamara, defensive end Julian Okwara, running back Travion Williams. They also waived 9 players: Wide receivers Chase Cota and Caden Davis. Safety Christopher Edmonds. Cornerback Lemarian James. Wide receiver Keyshawn Johnson. No relation to the legend Keyshawn Johnson. Running back Amani Marshall. Wide receiver Cade McDonald with an injury designation. And then running back Pierre Strong, also with an injury designation. And then finally, tackle Killian Zierer. And then they even made a trade, too. They acquired tackle KT Leviston from the Rams in exchange for a 2028 7th round pick. So with that, let's take a look and see what the 53-man roster looks like as of now, heading into waiver claims tomorrow. Starting off with the quarterbacks, of course, they have 3. Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. Running backs, they have 2 for now. Again, Quinshon Judkins still hasn't signed. Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson, which tells me they're probably going to get one via waiver claims tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that one. There's one name that's been flying around Brown's Twitter, and that is Audric Estime from the Broncos, who got waived. Former Notre Dame running back, a guy that I honestly wanted in the draft. So that'd be cool. Wide receivers, 6. Isaiah Bond, DeAndre Carter, Jerry Jeudy, Gage Larvadain, Jamari Thrash, and Cedric Tillman. So yeah, that's right. DeAndre Carter was not waived like originally thought. So that's cool. He's probably going to be our return man this year. 4 tight ends, Brennan Bates, Harold Fenton Jr., David Njoku, and Blake Whiteheart. Although I heard Blake Whiteheart's actually hurt. So technically we still have 3 tight ends in David Njoku, Brennan Bates, and Harold Fenton Jr. Okay, cool. 10 offensive linemen, Joel Bitonio, Jack Conklin, Tevin Jenkins, DeJuan Jones, KT Leviston, Cornelius Lucas, Ethan Posick, Wyatt Teller, Luke Whippler, and Zach Zinter. Pretty much all the names I predicted. That was probably the easiest prediction to make other than the quarterback room for the Browns. Yeah. Of course, they did add KT, though, so that's interesting. And then defensive linemen, they have 10 as well for now. Malik Collins, Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, Mike Hall Jr., Shelby Harris, Aiden Huntington, Isaiah McGuire, Cameron Thomas, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, and Alex Wright. And then continuing with the defense, linebackers, 5. Jerome Baker, Devin Bush, Mohamed Diabate, who's currently injured, Easton Mascarenas Arnold, and then Carson Schlesinger, to go along with Winston Reed, of course. And defensive backs, Grant Delpit, Miles Harden, Ronnie Hickman, Rayshawn Jenkins, Dom Jones, DeMonte KZ, Donovan McMillan, Cameron Mitchell, Greg Newsome, and Denzel Ward. And then, of course, the specialists, punter Corey Bojorquez, kicker Andre Smith, and the snapper is Rex Sunahara. So yeah, I think it's pretty easy to see what positions the Browns will be addressing via waiver claims. Running back, linebacker, defensive back, mainly corner. Maybe you can add a pass rusher or something, but we'll see what else they do. Now, some other news, of course, Quinshon Judkins, as I mentioned, he still hasn't been signed yet. And then, big news that actually broke right before I started filming this video from Andrew Siciliano, and I quote, Dylan Gabriel is the Browns' number 2 quarterback per Kevin Stefanski. And I already know a certain fan base in Boulder, Colorado, even though they told us that they were done paying attention to the Browns, like, we really care, right? I mean, okay, cool. Have fun watching mediocre-ass Colorado, right? Cool, awesome, we don't care. You do you. Whoop-de-doo. You think it really matters to us. Oh, wow, you're not going to watch us or pay attention? Cool. That means our timelines on Twitter should be a little bit quieter during game days. Now, to have a little bit of fun, let's go back to my roster predictions and see how I did. So we're going to fly through these, of course. Quarterbacks, I had 4. Of course, Pickett got traded, so pretty much got that one right on the dot. Running backs, Pierre Strong, of course, got waived. He's gone. And Judkins still hasn't signed yet, so got that one right. That was a layup. Tight ends, technically I got it, although Brendan Bates is on the roster, so we'll see how long he lasts. But yeah, Blake Whiteheart did make it, although he's hurt. Wide receivers, this one was also kind of easy to get, low-key as well. A lot of these were layups. Offensive lineman, I already talked about. The only addition was the guy we traded for. Other than that, I pretty much got it right on the dot again. Edge rushers, I did miss on Okwara and Henry, though. That's really it. So again, pretty easy. Defensive tackles, again, Harris actually was retained for now, so that's cool. Linebackers, yeah, Diabate's injured, Reed's injured, so again, pretty much got it. Except for Mascarenas Arnold. I did not expect them to retain him. But I understand it because injuries. And then, of course, corners. Needham's gone. Brown's gone. So other than that, got that one pretty much right on the dot. And then safeties. Yeah, once again, nailed it. Special teams, of course, the big one. Dustin Hopkins, go bye-bye. So he's gone. Now let's talk about tomorrow. Because, of course, waiver claims are tomorrow at around noon. So we should know how many players and who exactly the Browns claimed by, I'll say, around 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow. I think it'll be finalized by around 1:30-ish tomorrow. We'll be hearing like rumblings and we'll see names come out piece by piece. But yeah, also, practice squads will be formed tomorrow too. So I'll have a video talking about who we claimed, which I know the Browns are probably going to be busy on waivers tomorrow. They will claim at least a couple players for sure. Just don't know who. Of course, the Browns do have the number 2 spot on waivers, so whoever the Titans let slip through will probably snatch them up for the most part. I even tweeted out saying I expect the Titans to take at least 1 or 2 players from us. That's going to piss me off. Yep, I can already see it now. Now, waiver wire shopping list. Positions to watch, I guess. Yeah. I have it labeled as positions to watch on my OBS. But yeah. Waiver wire shopping list. Running back, corner, tight end, and linebacker. Over under claims made. I'll say 4. And then I'll go a step ahead and say the Browns go over. I think they make more than 4 claims tomorrow. We'll see what they do. By the way, I came up with that number. There's not a betting site or anything that says it. I just came up with 4. Because, we have 4 positions in need in my eyes. So I figured, over under 4. 1 for each position. We'll see what they do. I think they could go heavy at 1 position. And if they do so, I think it'll be corner. They need cornerback depth. Bad. Because like I've said before, God forbid Denzel Ward, who, as you know, has a history of concussions and other injuries. In fact, he's coming off a shoulder injury. God forbid Denzel or Greg get hurt, because who we have behind them? Miles Harden and Dom Jones. Yeah. They're going to be hard after corners and maybe even safeties on waivers. I wouldn't even be surprised if they went out and maybe signed someone off the street. I was going to say Rasul Douglas, but he got signed today. So we'll see what happens. And again, if and when they make any moves tomorrow, I'll definitely have a video for that and the practice squad as well. And we'll see who gets through waivers and we'll see who ends up on the Browns practice squad. So, long video, but yeah, this is a lot of fun. Football is officially back. It'll be here before you know it, too. Week 1's almost here, man. Can't wait. But with that being said, as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. And yeah, waiver claims tomorrow. Down in the comments how many players you think the Browns are going to claim. And if you really want to get ballsy with it, tell me who you think they're going to claim. And we'll see what happens. I would get specific as to names, but honestly, I have no idea. I don't really want to throw names out there because I've done that before for videos like for the draft, and those players end up getting snatched up. So, see what happens tomorrow. But with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Yeah.